Hey guys, I want to give my opinion on something. In my opinion, social media and all news outlets are killing pro wrestling. Let me explain. Remember as a kid when you didn't know what was going to happen the next week after all? Some big heel turn could happen, some big debut could be coming up, some big hype up, some new thing could be happening, and you had to sit for a whole damn week to find out what the hell's gonna happen. Your favorite superstar could get beat the hell up by this new group of people that you've never seen before. And you had to wait 1 week to find out the answer, if they even would give you the answer. Nowadays, there's a big debut, you just look it up and find out. There's a new faction, Google it. You can find out who they are. This one really gets me. If there's a Hall of Fame inductee, they don't announce it anymore with a cool promo pack advertising them. No, it's leaked on a news network. I don't like that, man. I get it. It's good publicity to have WWE be advertised on many different legitimate platforms like ESPN and USA Today, shit like that. I don't give a damn. I want to be surprised. Because too many times when I see reaction videos, because I love seeing people's reaction. But too many times I've seen people say, I knew it, I read about this, oh that's cool. So many lackluster reactions because of already knowing it. This is just probably a personal thing. Maybe other people don't mind. But in my opinion, social media and so much stuff being able to be leaked and found just by certain websites, certain news outlets, so much of this shit is something that's killing pro wrestling. Not just booking, not just characters, not just weird decisions like putting the NXT title on Dolph Ziggler, which that's a whole freaking different thing. I miss when surprises could actually be a surprise, because nowadays, more often than not, people are going to know what's going to happen. You'll go through and you'll always hear people say, oh, I knew this was going to happen. I saw this coming. Like, fuck you! That's why I stay away from wrestling news channels or anything like that on, like, YouTube, TikTok, anything like that. I stay the hell away from it because I want to have some surprise left in me, goddammit. I want to have my spark still be ignited for pro wrestling. Mainly WWE. I've loved WWE since I was 11 years old. That has been damn near 11 years I've been a wrestling fan. And yes, people have been longer fan tenure than me, but this is just my experience with growing up as a wrestling fan. It is so hard to get into them back into the WWE because it's shit like that where stuff keeps getting leaked. Even AEW, with so many leaks and rumors of Jeff Hardy debuting in AEW, people saying, oh, this is obviously going to happen, this is going to happen, blah, blah, fucking blah. It's why I don't watch it on TV anymore. I've gotten so drawn out of it because, like, oh, okay, so they're coming to this company, okay. It's why I brought in my favorite company to watch weekly episodically, since I don't watch it weekly, is the NWA, the National Wrestling Alliance. Because you don't hear jack shit about that company, which is both a good thing and a bad thing. A good thing because nothing's being spoiled. Nothing's going to be teased or released. Nothing like that. Bad thing because this is one of the best wrestling companies undiscovered or just ignored. People keep talking about Impact or WWE, AEW, shit like that. Start watching the fucking National Wrestling Alliance. It's free on YouTube, damn it! They have 2 shows. NWA Power and NWA USA. This is something else I hate about wrestling fans. This is wrestling fans. Them always complaining that, oh, this company's not just these rejected WWE guys. For someone like Jeff Hardy, what else is he gonna do aside from wrestling? Some of these people, their livelihood is wrestling. They'll go anywhere that can get a shot. And also, here's the thing. When a company releases a bunch of money-making talent that can draw money and be great future stars for the company that can carry the company, and they release them, of course the next big company like AEW is going to sign them all because that'll get viewership. That's all it's about. It's about the viewership. It's about views. It's about money. It's about how many people are tuning into your show to see certain superstars. WWE, their views are going down because they keep revolving the same few wrestlers. Mainly in the main event status, they keep using Roman Reigns. I got nothing against Roman Reigns. That man is talented as all hell. But, and this is a main problem with Roman Reigns, when your top guy has been undefeated for nearly 3 damn years. Or at least 2 damn years. I don't give a damn. Undefeated since his return. He has not lost a match. Tag team or otherwise, I believe. It gets boring. Okay? And it's not like back in the day with like Bill Goldberg, because with Bill Goldberg, he just appeared out of the blue and just started wrecking house, destroying everybody. And again, this is also something, this is before people truly got into reviewing the business and truly reviewing what it means. Before people started using terms like burying, overbooked, underbooked, overrated, underrated. Before that all happened, you had a fan loving a wrestler and wanting them to win. You didn't care about a push because there was no such thing as a push. With Roman, now with fans knowing this, he's now overpushed, and that's what they're getting sick of. At least me. Because, back to the topic, people didn't know about pushing and booking with Goldberg back in that era. Now, with everything being so mediaized and everyone knowing everything, I put that in quotations because you always have shitheads who think they know everything when they don't know shit. You can call me one of those, I don't give a fuck. There's just certain mistakes of wrestling, to me personally, are lost. And it's constantly, it's just that. It's, sparks are fading because, again with Roman, how can you build big stars when you have your one guy constantly beating everyone? You can't build new talent with that. You can't build threats with that. There needs to be threats aside from Brock Lesnar. I actually like this version of Brock Lesnar. But there need to be more challengers. There need to be more chances given. I remember on the Pat McAfee show, Brock said for people to step up. How can people step up when you keep coming back to take the spot? People can't earn this because people like Brock and people even like Roman, who is obviously winning this and unifying it with the Universal title at WrestleMania, keep hogging the spotlight. And yes, they are draws, they're money makers, but we need to let other stars get a chance at the spotlight to see who is a draw, who can be a money maker, who can carry this company after certain people hang the boots up. Also, there's another thing about wrestling fans. They constantly want the future. They constantly want new things. But they also want to bring old stuff back. This championship, for example. With the news that the Universal and WWE Heavyweight Championship are being unified, people want this big gold belt to return, which I would not deny would be awesome, but it's going against what you want. You want the company to move forward. You want the future. You want the next stuff. Bringing this kind of thing back, and championships like that, the old school championships, is going against that. I'll not deny I was a part of this. I remember when the WWE first had their brand split and they had the two separate tag titles. I thought a good idea would bring back the WWE and the WWE World Tag Team titles instead of just recoloring the fucking titles belts red and fucking blue. No. If there's two titles that should be unified, and that's the Raw and SmackDown tag titles back to the unified tag team titles. I mean, that's what they did in the early 2000s with Miz and Morrison versus Carlito and Primo. The rule was, as champions, you appeared on both shows. I don't know. That and the idea of vacating this entire division after originally making it such a big damn deal that you brought this tournament back, this title and this division back. I would love to know what every competitor of the original Cruiserweight Classic thought of when they saw that this title was, this division was deactivated once again. It had some great champions. It had some lackluster champions. The lackluster champion was definitely Akira Tozawa because he held it for a damn week. Another lackluster champion, shocking. I had have to actually say, would be the first Cruiserweight champion of this design, TJ Perkins. He never really did anything with the title. His whole thing was with the title. His whole run with the title was eventually just to lose it to Brian Kendrick, a kind of another lackluster champion. The guy's a veteran, and he never really felt like what a veteran champion was. Then came Neville. He was one of the first he was the one who kind of revolutionized or legitimized the Cruiserweight Championship. He held that title like it truly meant something. He held it like Gregory Helms did back in the early 2000s. Then Enzo Amore. We don't talk about him. Then Kalisto. Another fucking they pretty much gave the Cruiserweight title to Kalisto just to have that clause of Enzo dead. Then Enzo regained the belt. Then Cedric Alexander won a vacant championship. Just like Neville, Cedric Alexander was one of the first true Cruiserweight champions. Then Buddy Murphy was actually one of my favorite Cruiserweight champions. Tony Nese, again, a lackluster champion. Tony Nese has been with the Cruiserweight division since the beginning of 205 Live. It never really felt like a run. It felt like he just had the title, then a few days later lost it to the next champion, Drew Gulek. I don't know why I'm all of a sudden going through the history of the Cruiserweight title, but just bear with me on this, because this happens a lot with my channel. You should know this by now. Drew Gulek, this title helped revolutionize and restart his career than before the damn 24/7 title hunt of jobbers. This was my favorite version of Drew Gulek. Close second would be the version of Drew Gulek that we got feuding and working with Daniel Bryan. After Gulek came Lio Rush, the first Cruiserweight champion of the new era of NXT where it was on USA Network. Lio Rush would then lose the title like 3 or 4 weeks later, some shit like that, to Angel Garza, another lackluster champion. As is Lio Rush, a lackluster champion. Well, at least with Leo, it was his big return. It kind of jump-started it because he was also a part of the SmackDown vs. Raw vs. NXT Survivor Series. Angel Garza was just a freaking title holder till the next champion, and a great champion in my opinion. Jordan Devlin, the Irish Ace, one of the longest tenured Cruiserweight champions, and it's not just because of COVID. He still competed in the NXT UK with this belt. He then lost it to, at the time, interim, then turned actual Cruiserweight champion, Santos Escobar. Santos Escobar, probably the greatest Cruiserweight champion. His run with the Cruiserweight Championship, it might be the top 4 Cruiserweight champions. Santos Escobar, Neville, Cedric, and then Buddy Murphy. Then came Kushida. I am disappointed in Kushida's run with this title. Fans have been waiting for fucking years to see Kushida with a championship, especially the Cruiserweight title. And how can you not? Kushida is one of the best technical wrestlers in the Cruiserweight weight class. What do? They put it on him just to have Diamond Mine take it off him. And the original Diamond Mine, well, at first. I don't know why they kind of rebrand and got rid of Tyler Rust. Never had a true spot to shine. Then came the final Cruiserweight champion, Roderick Strong. Would I put Roderick Strong as one of the best Cruiserweight champions? By default, yes, just because he actually did some shit with this belt. He had some good feuds. The only one that can come to mind, and the last one before unifying the belt with the North American title, was his rivalry with Joe Gacy, that creepy bastard. Yeah, this title, they made such a big deal, I remember, in 2018, I believe, or even early, maybe in 2016. Duh, dumbass. 2016, they made such a big deal of bringing back the Cruiserweights, bringing back the Cruiserweight title. Then doing nothing, replacing 205 Live with NXT Level Up. There's also fun. This is the first actual replica championship I ever got, the Cruiserweight belt. I love the design of it. I love the purple actually, and I did like the new design where it's the NXT in the darkish purple, more black color. But this was an underwhelming return to the Cruiserweights because, again, go back in time. Back in the Cruiserweight era of the original SmackDown, we had Jamie Noble, we had the Hurricane, Rey Mysterio, Ultimo Dragon, Tajiri, Billy Kidman, Paul London, Chavo Guerrero Jr. Even Cruiserweights that never held the title, main one that comes to mind is Jimmy Wang Yang. He was one impressive-ass Cruiserweight. And of course, one of the greatest Cruiserweight champions of all time in the WWE, Gregory Helms. I know that's the Hurricane, as I mentioned before, but different character, different persona. Definitely different run as a champion. The main point of this video, as I got off track, was just my hatred for social media burying wrestling spark. This video was just because called Random Wrestling Rant. I went places here. But I can't help it. WWE, as you can see all throughout my room, aside from Pokemon and shit like that, WWE Pro Wrestling is my life, man. I love pro wrestling. I love the fact of school and trained to be a wrestler. And this was always a dream of mine. Last time I weighed in, which was February 28th, the end of February, I was 196 pounds. Knowing that I could have competed for the cruiserweight, that was awesome. This was always a dream for me, actually, because it'd be an accomplishment to be under 205 pounds, because I've never been close to that. I can never remember a time I wasn't over, like, in the 220s. So knowing that I'm now under 205 pounds, it's a very impressive. That's just a personal thing that I wanted to get off my chest. But now I'm wondering, where the hell do these cruiserweights go? Majority of them, their whole life was in the cruiserweight division. Where the fuck are they going now? Some people could only probably get time on the cruiserweights. But to be fair, the minute they put Odyssey Jones on 205 Live, it was proof that the show of 205 Live in the cruiserweight division, it was not good. I remember I watched a few episodes of 205 Live. It was fun. That's the thing. That's a good thing. Where do you guys think that this era of cruiserweights died? When do you think mainly 205 Live had fully run its course? When do you think the last good thing for the cruiserweights was? For me, it was when the cruiserweight title started appearing more and more on NXT. I know that's a weird thing, but when this is the title and you have a show dedicated to this weight class, maybe you should keep this title majorly on the main show that it was put on, that was made around 205 Live. I definitely know that's why they rebranded it NXT Cruiserweight title instead of this the WWE. But even then, I just think for 205 Live to have succeeded, they should have made more time for their own belt, maybe more title defenses on 205 Live. And even this would have helped, because I remember a lot of people wanted this Cruiserweight Tag Team Gold. It'd be hard to do because it was such a limited roster back then, but even then, just having the idea of a second chance, not just competing for the main title, but having a tag team title always would help a division, not like the women's division. But that's not their fault. That's WWE's dumbass decision of never pushing tag team. I mean, for God's sake, it's not that better, but fucking the Impact Wrestling Knockouts tag team titles are better, have a better division than the WWE women's tag team titles. The NXT women's tag team titles are different. They're at least treated with some damn respect with Toxic Attraction. Then there's the NWA women's tag team titles, which are held by Marty Bell and Sienna, or Allison Kay, the Hex. Again, if you do not watch NWA Power, please, for the love of God, Look them up on YouTube. Watch some episodes of NWA. It is tradition. It is class. It's the closest thing you can get to modern age old school. Anyway, this went somewhere. See ya.